As you know, we are in the middle of a situation here regarding sports wagering reinstatement. The Division I Council, President Baker, they're working hard to get it right. That's a good thing. We know that November 8th we're going to know more, and we're hopeful that we'll have a decision then. When you look at where we go from here now, it's about opportunities. It always is. Our guys, every one of them that you're going to see downstairs, have an opportunity. And we have a returning national runner-up. He leads the charge in our credentials, but I can tell you he wasn't happy, and that's probably where it starts from a performance point of view if you're going to have that discussion. If you keep talking about the November 8th decision, you have to credit the NCAA leadership for trying to get it right. You credit our administration for standing by us. And this has never been an issue where these guys have not been accountable. They've told the truth, they've been accountable, and let the punishment fit the crime. And that's where we're at with that. So that would be my opening statement. And we can talk about this team if you want to.
Tom, before you move on though, can you ask, do you have any thoughts of what your feelings right now? What will happen?
I don't. I know that it's important. I know that it's a really, really good thing that this is being looked at carefully by everybody.
Not knowing who's in, who's out, how has that impacted you throughout the offseason and planning for this season?
It never changes that you're wrestling for, competing for a national team title, and individually it never changes that you're competing and wrestling for individual titles. That it doesn't change how these guys operate. It's natural to maybe check out in some of these situations, but our guys have been patient, and they're facing it. And they're facing it like you face adversity. And that is one day at a time, and you control what you can control, and you move on every day. And so at the end of the day, if you have that mentality and that, I guess, theme that you're marching to, you know what? There's satisfaction. And so you could say that these guys are looking, and there's a lot of uncertainty. And you know what? They're not playing that card. There is uncertainty. There is this. There is that. But the thing is they're focused on what they can focus on, controlling what they can control. And you know what? There's satisfaction at the end of the day because of that. That's a really good life lesson. When you're getting stared in the face at something that, you know, could be, you know, significant.
Tom, you do have Drake at Yale coming back after 2 years ago. Could you talk about what he learned about 2 years ago to help
Drake
him?
Ayala is awesome. He's a leader. He's everything that you want, lifestyle-wise, so on and so forth. You say that a lot. Coaches want that a lot. I think that's why it's stated a lot. Drake Ayala is the epitome of that. He doesn't want credit. He shies from it. I know that he knows that he has work to do, and he's humbly working. He's coming off some adversity as well, and he's as strong as ever. And I can tell you, if I'm speaking for him, that he's very excited about these opportunities. And he did spend a long year. He wrestled as a true freshman when Spencer, you know, decided to get those corrective surgeries, and he stepped up for us. That's not something that we take lightly, those decisions, and he stepped up. And fell short a little bit, and then last year was a year in red shirt, and here we are now. Here we are.
You have several high-profile transfers. How are they fitting in?
They're awesome. The portal obviously helped that transition. And when I say transition, not transitioning them here, But the transition, when you're looking at your roster and maybe what you're being, what's thrown at you and how you're dealing with certain things, certainly the new portal rules, we had to, utilize them. We jumped in that arena, and they're not just new additions. 2 of them are All-Americans, and 1 was in the round of 12. And these are really good wrestlers that we know because we looked at them when they were in high school. We looked at these guys. We know where they come from. We know, where their, strengths were as high school wrestlers. They were on our watch list. We recruited them. So we're excited to have them all.
Are there any of them that you expect to make an immediate impact on the mat or in the lineup?
I stated earlier about opportunity for everybody on the roster, and that means everybody. Everybody on that roster has an opportunity now. I don't know how much we're going to put, how much emphasis we're going to put on a wrestle-off situation. This is something where, the eyeball test is important. And we got a lot of upgrade in the depth of that roster.
Regarding opportunities, could a new true freshman like Keeter do something this year knowing we don't know what's gonna go on?
You mentioned Keeter, and the best thing that Ben Keeter can do is focus on football. The only way that this is gonna work is that he focuses on football until they're done with their bowl game. And when they're done with their bowl game, he comes over here and he focuses on wrestling here until we're done. And he's done that. It's not a yo-yo situation where it's in and out. A lot of people want to know, well, how is he going to do this? He's been doing it his whole life. And I think Kirk Ferentz said it best when he said, this isn't about like a toughness test on, whether or not Ben Keeter can do this. This isn't about that. This is about an opportunity that this guy has because he's put himself in that position. And is he capable? Yeah. Can he do it? Hey, take care of football now. That's what I have maintained the entire time with this process.
In that 197-pound class, that seems to be a group that is, has some, doesn't have maybe that standout guy right now in terms of just, the production and the pass. I mean, what have you seen in that group?
So
far?
like 197?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we got Zach Glazier and we got Colby Franklin. They got opportunities. So seize it. You want a prediction? I'm not gonna give you one because that's just,
You talked about Real, being one of your leaders coming back, and can you talk a little bit about, him coming into the program just last year and, stepping into like a leadership role that quickly? And
I think I think leadership is a lot of things, and one of them is when you're a dominant wrestler, at least domination-minded, and you're winning at a high level, and the charisma that you have, I think that naturally, helps you to pull people's attention to you, whether you're becoming a fan favorite, a household name, or a leader in a high-powered wrestling room. It's not like a selfish type of, I want the limelight on me. I mean, he truly wants what's best for the team and for everybody around him. And that's why, he's popular in that locker room. He does march a little bit differently, and we love that. But he shared the spotlight, or I should say, he came in and there was a guy named Spencer Lee that he was sharing the limelight with, and it works well. These guys aren't wired the way that they got to have the attention or the spotlight on them. They just go out and do what they do best, and it's pretty doggone entertaining when they let it fly. In a sport that, sometimes it can be a little slow and mundane if you're just trying to eke it out, but he's not trying to eke it out. He can score points very quickly, very explosively, and from all positions. So that's pretty good ingredients for being a fan favorite.
How do you adjust to the rule changes?
Rule changes are dictated by a rules committee. Our opinion doesn't matter. I've always looked at it that way. Just make sure that when you're on that committee, that you're doing your job, and I think they did their job. I think they did their job at a high level, because there's a lot of like big changes. It wasn't just little changes that would confuse a spectator, and then people are going like, what's that all about? It's like a 3-point takedown. That makes sense to me. Let's do it. Let's do it. So good. I love it. Let's get going though.
Looking,
3, 3, 3. And if you saw the video, that's how they got to call it. It's not 3, it's not 3, it's 3. You got to turn your hand like this. Right?
you know, one of those rule changes from last year was getting to use true freshmen in the lineup. I mean, how did you like that last year, and do you think you'll still kind of utilize that this year?
I don't know if I really liked it last year and learned to like it real quick, and I think it's great, and we will definitely use it. We have some freshmen. You mentioned one of them, Gabe Arnold. There's some other freshmen that we will definitely be plugging into that rule. I think it's a great rule.
Do you stop by the new wrestling room every day?
Not every day. You know what? I'll tell you why. Because it's in good hands. All right. First of all, our administration delivered. Second of all, McComas, Messina, I said it over and over and over again. Justin Wainwright and those people there, they are lickety split. And but I was in there today. And every time I do go in there, there is a change and there is progress. And those people are working their tail off. And it's going to be spectacular. And that doesn't mean that there's going to be spectacular results. You have good people we're going to put in. We're going to put good people in a good facility. And then we become great. That's how it is. That's how it works. We love it. We love it. Credit a lot of people for that.
What's the timeline on that?
April. Moving in April. Thanks.